Alright, gonna be working on some FPV gear here. Extension is what I'm trying to do right here. So just thought I'd, for the fun of it, record a little bit of. I'm gonna extend. I'm trying to put it in my Apprentice, but I've got some issues and it's not long enough. So a little soldering here. So let's see, we're going to put the white to the yellow. This is the color I have, yep. Let's do the black to black. I do have a red. Run into some flux here. It's an FPV extension here. Rather than buy a servo extension or whatever, or plug it in that way, figured why not just take some extra wires I had lying around. Go ahead and tin this. Just build an extension. Perfect. Okay. As you can see, we've extended our wires.
Dad.
Perfect right there. Okay.
That was around you.
Got my little girl in here. This is gonna go over for this. As you can see, got my antenna. Just put a little hole in the side of the Apprentice. And this is my camera. The Sony 900, a TVL, but it wasn't reaching from the back side of my where my receiver is. I'm going to have my camera underneath. It wasn't reaching where I wanted it to go, so we're doing some extensions. I'm going to go out and try this out, and anyway, the camera is going to be mounted right here, and I'm going to run it through the little hole, the bottom of the Apprentice right there. And we're going to basically run it to the front. So anyway, working on the extension now, so we'll bring the camera back down here. Just running some like 1/8 inch shrink wrap to finish my extension. This is not really an educational video. It's not really any kind of a video. Just something that I thought, oh, why not? Just share the problems you have when you're trying to do FPV. Okay, so I'm gonna bunch this together now with one big this will probably be big enough. Got a big shrink wrap tube here. You can use a heat gun too. I got one of those, but find the lighter just as easy. I also found that if you heat this up really good, then you just take your fingers and kind of smash it. It actually adds a little bit more. If you don't mind getting burnt, because your fingers need to be callousy and tough like mine, because I do a lot of this stuff. So there, that gives me a little extra strength on that little joint. It does work. Alright, so shrink wrap for this. Let's see what I have here. Like this, little stuff. Cut me a 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch or so. Okay, that's enough. Okay, as far as another big extension, you always want to think ahead. I'm going to use a smaller shrink wrap. I use this, 3/16 is what I'm going to use now. I went to 3/8. I had a 3/8, you can see the difference. I'm going to go with this one. I think this one was just a little bit too big. Cut off a little bit. Go and slide. Why am I making this video? I don't know. It really doesn't teach you much. Sometimes it's just fun to just watch other people work. So this video may not get a whole lot of views, don't really care. Sometimes I like to do that while I'm working on stuff, just watch other people work too. So, slide this on. Slide this on. And slide this one on. Okay. That's it. Now we don't want these touching. Hopefully the shrink wrap's big enough to go over the tops of these. They look perfect. So it's a little weird. Okay. There we go. Everything's covered. Everything looks good. Take the lighter. Pull the big one over. Make sure that's good. Okay guys, now for the install. Basically this is the inside of my Apprentice. This is my 200 watt or milliwatt receiver, the power. But my problem is the extension from here down here and into the camera under here was too short, and it was causing this to tweak. I didn't like that. So this is the extension. We're going to run this into the receiver now. Thumb the camera back down in through the bottom and see if this works better. So let's try and hook this all up now. Okay, so basically the camera, I put a black dot. That tells me that this camera is right side up, because they really don't tell you which way is what, and you go to install it and you find your video upside down. So the black needs to go towards the... I made my little insert right here. Basically just heated up a nail and kind of gave myself a little groove. And then I'm going to push a little push rod down, and that'll lock this into place. So that may stay, that may not for now. But we're going to take the wire now. I'm going to thread it through this hole. See the hole there. There, good. Okay, so we thread that through. Now that gives me amp hole now. Plug in. Now I got my plug. We're gonna plug that in. Okay, so I just made this out of a coat hanger, one of those old metal ones. I just push it down in through a little area. Sometimes I'll put hot glue, just kind of wrap it around this base to help hold it in. But basically, it stays pretty good. I just push it down and it locks over the top and then touches the camera base right here. And that actually keeps it pretty stable. So it's easy to come out, locks it in place so it's a little harder to fall out. And wire it up through the center, and that's good. So FPV gear is ready to go. Just need to put my, been using left hand. I'm going to try that just to kind of see how it works, left hand or right hand. I've got some right-handed too, but at the moment they didn't have any right hand when I bought this, so I ended up buying left hand. And put one on the goggles, one on the plane. I do have a patch antenna as well, but I kind of like these just because it's well-rounded and flies anywhere as far as the part goes. So we're going to go ahead and install these and get this plane in the air and try some FPV flying. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.